Good morning, good night, and good afternoon. Today we're talking about discussion. Was a week one discussion board number one, and the question being asked is there. I'm just gonna say what they're asking me. There's various ways in discussion describe a context-specific topic, literary skill I'm teaching, and then give three different ways to describe it. When I think about this topic, to me, it's like I'm doing history and I just think about reading and writing as a lot because that's a big thing about literacy, about reading and all that. And in terms of what I'm trying to show the students is that the importance of reading. And I know a lot of students will either they don't want to read because they're like it's too much, or they don't even want to scan the book, like looking through the pages. And that's why I kind of feel like it's a really big thing because I like to read. And like I said, a lot of students nowadays they don't like to read. Like I myself don't consider myself old, I'm like I'm younger, but I know a lot of younger students they see it as like, oh, it's a punishment to read, or like, oh, why do I have to read? Like I could just watch a video on it or something like that. And obviously, there's nothing wrong with that, but what I see is that when you're reading, it's really just to help you learn more vocabulary words, learn new things, and just really quote stuff. Because then once you read something, you're like you want to quote it. It's like try and quote a book. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Rowley's his famous line is "Zooey Mama," and that's kind of I know it's funny to say, but that's like something people stick with. They get stuck in their head, like just reading a quote like that. That really gets in their head. And that's why like the way I'd want to do it is I'd probably give the students we'd read from the text, obviously. Probably not a lot though, like like take it slow, chapter per week maybe, or no, actually no, I'd probably do like 3 to 4 chapters a week to really ensure they're getting the idea of the book. And then I would ask them in class, like, oh, let's talk about the book today. And I'd really encourage students to get involved, or I would probably have like a box and then get some sticks out. And whatever student got called on the previous day, I won't call them again because I can give an opportunity to all the students to speak. And that's kind of like what I like to aim for to get the students involved so that way they are able to see that I really do want everybody to learn. That's one way I would do it, probably how to describe it. Another way would probably be book reports. I would have them like, let's talk about the book, guys. I want to see what you guys learned. I want you guys to show me that you're actually reading. Like, show me that what you learned in the book. Like I said, like Diary with the Kid, like you can quote, like I quoted, like Raleigh Jensen his famous line, "Zooey Mama," and I could write that in my book report. Be like, my favorite part about it is that I really like the catchphrase of Raleigh Jensen. He was like, "Zooey Mama," and he uses it to describe like a certain, that's a new vocabulary word you could say, for example, or line, because it's to define like something's like, oh dang, like oh damn, like that kind of stuff, and that's just another way I want to do it. Probably finally, the last way I want to do it is probably like presentations. I love presentations, and I would want the students to read a book and maybe like make a presentation. Like I said, I keep using Diary of a Kid book, but it's because I feel like a lot of people have read those, and it's just easier for people to think about that. It's like I think like, oh, I'll just use a different book, like the Titanic. Like we're gonna be like, we read the Titanic, and we're gonna talk about the Titanic, guys. You present. I start the presentation off with like a picture of the Titanic, and I tell people, I don't know if a lot of you guys know what the Titanic was. You describe it in detail. And for like the first slide and the next slides, you're over there like showing stuff like, oh, this is from what I read in the book. These are the two main characters based off in the story. Um, this is a list of people that were on the Titanic. Like, just give people character names, just showing that you really read, you're really giving detail in a presentation. That's what would probably be another way to do it. But yeah, those are 3 ways I'd want to like experiment in the classroom to show students like, oh, let's see how much you've learned and all that. It does really make you think about it like that. So yeah.